so. But moving on from that, obviously you mentioned the Dominican Republic when you were talking about them, Justin. They looked dominant, but they weren't able to get the job done. Like, what do you think happened with them?
Yeah, mainly the reason was the home plate umpire. I know he has been like god awful this entire tournament, missing balls and strikes up and down, left to right. Like you can't miss those calls. At this point, you might as well just put the ABS system in the next 3 years because honestly, it's just a complete joke. Your offense just comes in looking completely dominant this entire tournament, and then you just cost them the loss because of Mason Miller. Like, yeah, I know he's a good closing pitcher, but Will Smith framed that last pitch and then obviously sent them to the finals against Venezuela. But this that was a team that like strove for greatness. They had all momentum as well. They had a solid offense, solid starting rotation, but then just fell short, I think, just because of some like controversies between home plate. Soto was upset. Gerald Perdomo had a few words. Just didn't look good for Dominican Republic after that. I think that one's definitely gonna come back and bite them for sure. USA, I want to talk about their offense. They didn't look as good as I thought they looked up. I mean, Aaron Judge, like I know you're the captain, but you're the leader of this team, dude. You got to step up and you got to like get some hits. You're like one of the best hitters in the league and you're just swinging and missing. Like you can't do that, dude. But yeah, I think yeah, it was and at the end it was 2-1. Um yeah, just not the ending Dominican Republic won it, but just fought to the end. Um USA on the other hand, they also again, just good starting lineup. Didn't have as much hits as I thought they would. Um, Paul Skeens went out there and he dominated as well. Only gave up the one home run. Um, but yeah, just fell short at the end. You can make up some controversy for Dominican Republic. I honestly feel for them because they should have went further, in my opinion. Maybe even beaten the USA as well. But in the end, it is what it is, and USA moved on to face Venezuela.
Yeah, I agree with you there. Like coming down on a wire, it's especially you feel as a Phillies fan, especially last year against the Dodgers, that pitch with Sanchez, man, that could have definitely changed the outcome of the game. But you're taught. I played baseball growing up, especially when I was a catcher. You're taught to frame pitches wherever they're close, and you're taught with two strikes, the strike zone does expand. So as a batter, you kind of got to know. But at the same time, the umpires got to be better. That ball wasn't nearly as close to the strike zone as you saw. And I do think the ABS challenge system will be in the next World Baseball Classic. You've seen it. You're going to see it this year. It was used in the minors last year. Obviously, it was effective enough for them to now include it into the regular season this year. So definitely will be in the WBC in 3 years. But you also can't judge the fact that the umpire was terrible the entire night. I feel like his strike zone didn't change. You should have known like the calls were going both ways. So by the ninth inning, you should know the umpire strike zone by then. But it was a ball. You got to feel for them. Like that's a terrible way to go out on a terrible missed call, especially with how good of a game that was. With J. Rod Robin that homer in center field a couple innings prior, they definitely had the momentum. Um, but then you also got to think the game was 2-1. You had opportunities throughout the game to score more runs, and you cost them yourselves. And then you had simple mistakes made that could have also changed the outlook of the game. But you can't say that Mason Miller wasn't dominant on that pitcher's mound. Who knows what would have happened if that was called a ball? He could have struck out on the next pitch. But yeah, the DR, man, that was a really stud talented team. And they were running off of pure vibes and fun. Like whenever a big hit or a home run happened, it was like a party was going on in that dugout. That's something I fear the USA did not have. We did not have, and it was they went there for a mission. And I feel like even if you look at the hockey team was having fun the entire time. You got to be able to have fun and still attain the main objective. If you're too serious, I feel that nothing will get accomplished and you're just too tense. As like you said, Judge, he struggled, especially in the finals. and fucking Harper. Yeah. People are like, "Oh, that home run was so great." What about the 5, 6 games prior to that when he didn't get a single fucking hit?
Yeah, I feel like that homer itself is like going to be the most forgettable for that entire thing. And then just because Eugenio Suarez right after with the
Hmm.
RBI double. So, yeah, that was
Yeah,
tough.
yeah. So you can't really a lot of mistakes, but definitely the ABS will be a big factor and a big decision maker, especially after a lot of the blown calls made. And we're going to see how effective it will be this year in the regular season, and how it could change the outlook of games. Because we saw with the pitch clock how that could change the effect of the game. So I think it would definitely be use, and it's just a sad way to go after the DR for how good of a tournament they were playing.